will take them until their feet, not going beyond that from them. Others it will take until the loins, and yet others it will take their entire body except for the face. The Messenger of Allah said, I will say, O my Lord, grant me intercession for those from my nation who entered into the hellfire. Allah Azza wa Jal, to one belongs might and majesty, will say, take out those you know, and they will come out until not a single one from them remains. Then Allah will give me permission to intercede. There will remain no prophet or martyr except that he intercedes. Then Allah will say, take out the one in whose heart you find Iman, equal to the weight of a dinar. Those will come out until not a single one from them remains. Then intercession will be sought from Allah, and He will say, take out the one in whose heart you find Iman, equal to 2/3 of a dinar. Then He will say 1/3. Then He will say a kirat. Then He will say a mustard seed. They will come out until there remains not a single one from them, and until there remains no one in the hellfire whoever did even a single deed for Allah, and until there remains no one who is granted intercession except after his intercession is granted. Even Iblis will stand tall from what he sees of Allah's mercy, hoping that he will be interceded for. Then Allah will say, I remain and I am the most merciful of the merciful ones. He will enter his hand into the hellfire and take out an amount that none can enumerate except he. As if they are grain, Allah will spread them on a river that is called the river of the animals, and they will grow from beside a green sun and a shade that has yellowness to it. They will grow until they become the likes of pearls. Written on their necks is Al-Jahannam, the hellfire ones, the ones freed by the most merciful Azza wa Jal. To one belongs might and majesty. The people of paradise will know them by that writing. They never did any good for Allah, and they will remain in paradise. Up until here is the text of Abu Bakr. May Allah have mercy on him. And it is a famous hadith. Many groups from the Imams related it in their books. For example, At-Tabari, he related it through many chains from Ismail, the storyteller of Al-Medina. He was spoken of negatively for that very reason, that he was a storyteller, and some of the wordings are different and have nakara to them. I clarified the different chains of this hadith in a section all by itself. The said storyteller is not from the fabricators. It seems as if he gathered this hadith from different chains and places. He gathered them and related them in one text. He used to relate it in the form of a story to the people of Al-Medina. Some of the most eminent people of his era attended his gathering, and some of the formidable ones, such as Abi Asim, and others related it from him. After relating this narration in its entirety, even though there are those from the chain of narrators of this hadith that are spoken about. Most of what is in it is related separately, with established chains. He then spoke about what is strange from it. And here we will speak about it, one chapter at a time. The different times that the horn is blown, and nothing remains from a human being except for Ajbud Zanab, the lowest bone on the spinal cord. The horn or the trumpet will be blown 3 times: the blowing of the terror, the blowing of the swooning away, and the blowing of the resurrection. We clarified all of this in the long hadith about the horn, related that the Messenger of Allah said between the 2 times the horn is blown is 40. We asked 40 days. He said, I refuse to comment on this, for I cannot say for sure whether it is 40 days, months, or years. All that I know is that it is 40. Then he was asked 40 months. He said, I refuse. Then he was asked 40 years, and he said, I refuse. The Prophet then said, then Allah sends water down from the sky, and mankind will grow like vegetables, and everything from man decomposes except for one bone, the lowest bone on the spinal